Hey guys, Calm here, and I'm back with another top 5 for Need for Speed 2015, and today we're going to be looking at, in my opinion, the top 5 best drift event tracks on the game. Now, these drift event tracks I picked them for many reasons. So it could be because it's challenging, the scenery you get from doing it, if it's fast-paced, slow-paced, lots of different kind of reasons. So I've tried lots of different events in the past, or maybe even all of them. So I've put them down to a top 5. Before we jump into the top 5, I would just like to thank JFN for coming up with the idea. If you've got an idea for a top 5, feel free to suggest it in the comments below and I will check it out and even do it and give you a mention. So here we go, number 5. Push Downstairs is a decent enough drift event track with lots of fast-paced turns, but also there is a lot of straights. The event itself can be found in Southport in the Navy Pier district. The event itself isn't really too challenging. On the long straights you can practice your weaving, so you can try and get some drift score by sort of weaving from left to right at high speed. There is one little area of the event though that can seriously catch you out, and that is when you're going under the highway or the motorway, whatever you want to call it. There are some pillars that can, get in your way and ruin some of your drift score. Another reason why I enjoy this is because I know there's quite a few of them that go into the area with the sort of cargo containers, but I've always loved that area, and this one goes into this area, and I don't know why, I just always loved this part of the drift event. Number 4. And it's Wide and Tight. Now, this drift event is classed as an easy event. How? I have no idea. To me, I always seem to struggle on this one because the track itself is so narrow. There's no room for any error whatsoever. So, you have to go pretty slow paced. You can't go quick on this, and every drift counts. You can't hit a barrier at all, or you just lose your score. Because of how challenging I find this to be, I'm going to put it at number 4 because I do like, to have a challenge. Like I say, the track is narrow, but it does go into a freeway, highway, motorway, whatever you want to call it. And then you've got more room to play with then, and then it becomes very easy. But just because of this first half of the drift event being so narrow and having no room for error whatsoever, it makes this very challenging. Number 3. And I think most of you would have known that Maximum Tack would have been on this list somewhere. It's a crazy drift event where you can do crazy high scores on it, and I think most drifters on the game do this a lot to show off basically. And yes, I'll put my hands up, I am one of them. I do like to get very high scores on this drift event, and I have seen a lot of other people also do the same. High scores aside, the track itself is very fun to do. You got tight corners, high speed, long corners. There's like every type of corner you can get is on this event, and it's quite a long lasting event as well. So the only downside to it is sometimes if you focus too much on getting drift score and you're sort of going a bit slow, the AI can easily catch up and just totally ruin the whole event for you. Because if you know Need for Speed 2015, you know what the AI is like on the game. I would also like to point out quickly before we move on to number 2 that this area of the track that you're seeing now is my favourite in any drift event. I don't know why, but that sort of S turn going into that downhill left bend. I don't know why, I just really enjoyed doing that so much. Number 2, and it's clutching at straws. To be honest, I have no idea why I like this one, but I've just always liked doing it. One of the reasons why I don't like doing it is because the AI on this really do get on my perky tits. But this one is also another one where you can get high scores. And the track itself is very enjoyable to do. You got really nice drift corners, nice long bends, high speed, but you do get some really tight bends that can catch you out sometimes if you're not careful. But I think if you can avoid the AI, stay ahead of the AI, then you can have so much fun doing this drift event. One of the examples I've got of avoiding AI and them crashing into you is what you're about to see right now. Here we go then. Number 1. My favourite drift event track is Valley-Calais. I hope I'm saying that right. Now, where do I start with this one? I've always enjoyed doing this event, and as you can see in the background there, you can see the city. This track just overlooks the city and it just looks really stunning. And I was lucky enough in this video, as I was recording, that sun, that very rare sun you very rarely see, was just in the background there. And it just goes to show that this event can be very good because of the scenery. I know when you're drifting, you don't have time to look at scenery. If you take your eyes off the road, you're going to crash. The scenery was one of the reasons why this was number 1. But this also has a lot of challenging corners. You can do quite high scores on this. It's quite a long track, but it's just the challenge of them windy bends and the bumps in the road that kind of throw you off sometimes, and them high speed bends. It's like the perfect track. It has everything really, and I just find it very enjoyable to do. I think if you like this track like I do, one of the great things about it is you go around like a roundabout type thing, and then you sort of go back down the track where you've came from, so you're sort of doing the track going the other way. So you're sort of doing it twice, but obviously it's slightly different. You do end up in the city, but only for a little short while. The finish line is in the city, but I think overall this is definitely my favourite drift event track on the game. Well, thank you everybody for watching this top 5, and thank you to JFN for coming up with this idea. If anyone else has an idea for a top 5, then let me know in the comments and I shall look into it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.